Well, the car is filling up right now. I will admit I'm a little nervous. Pump is running right there. But we're gonna go ahead and start the car, and hopefully nothing happens. This is something I've thought about every single time I go to the gas station. Normally, you pull up, you turn your car off, you hop out, you fill it up. When it's done, you get back in your car, start the engine, and drive off. But what would happen if you turned your car on while it was being filled up? Or what if you didn't even turn the car on? You just simply hopped in your car because it's cold out, waited for it to finish, and then you got back out and ejected the pump. Well, today we're gonna do all that, give you the answers, and actually start this car at the gas station while it's being filled up. There are lots of myths about gas station safety, most of which end up with flames or explosions and death. Now, some of them are true and others are not. First, let's debunk one that is not true. Using your cell phone while filling up has the potential of blowing up your car. That is not true. People thought that somehow Wi-Fi or internet could interact with the gasoline fumes and cause an explosion. There have been no reports of this ever actually happening, and in fact there have been experiments done in order to try to recreate this problem, and there was no success in doing so. So using your cell phone, totally safe. Don't smoke a cigarette at a gas station though, that's just stupid. Another common thing that's talked about is hopping into your car while it's being filled up, and the static from rubbing on your seat causing a fire or an explosion when you get out and touch the gas pump. Now, the Petroleum Equipment Institute has actually conducted a study of 150 of the 200 or so reported cases of this happening over the last 12 years. And they had some interesting findings. Of those 150, 29 of those are related to people getting inside and outside of their car, causing a static electricity buildup and a fire. Of those 29 cases, the majority of them were women wearing rubber-soled shoes. Now, this is a really easy problem to avoid. If you simply get out of the car and close the door with the handle, you'll discharge the static electricity and you'll have no problems at all. I'm guessing the people who were involved in these unfortunate accidents either closed the door with their hips or didn't close the door at all, and they still had the static electricity buildup that caused the fire. But you have to remember, this is 29 cases out of every year. There are 18 billion fill-ups at a gas station. And that's 29 over the last 12 years. So that's 18 billion times 12. Probably a little bit less than that because over the more recent years, there's more and more cars on the road. But safe to say, your odds of dying this way are not 1 in a million, they're more like 1 in a billion. Regardless though, it's better to play it safe than sorry, so if you are going to get into your car, make sure to touch the door handle and close the door on the way out so you discharge that static electricity. All right, let's get to the good stuff. Here's a situation. You pull up to the gas station, you leave your engine running, you hop out, and then you start filling up the car. What are the dangers? Well, before we get into that, first off, in many places, it's actually illegal to do so, and you can get a fine of up to $2,500. So probably not worth it for that reason, and of course, there are associated dangers. So what are the dangers? Well, if your engine is running, there is the risk that your alternator or your fuel pump or ignition coil could cause a spark and ignite the fumes around the gasoline. That could cause a fire and potentially an explosion. However, the odds of this are very, very low. In fact, they are actually lower than the odds of a fire caused by static electricity, which I told you was basically 1 in a billion. One of the reasons why it's not as dangerous as it may seem is that according to the EPA, 70% of cars on the road today have onboard systems that capture the vapors emitted by the gasoline. This very much reduces the chance of a fire. Also, there's a very limited air-fuel ratio where the spark could actually ignite the vapor and cause a flame. Simply put, very, very low odds, but honestly, is it really worth it? Absolutely not. There's no reason for your car to be running, especially if you're not in the car. Somebody could simply run up, get in the car, and drive off and steal it. And it's illegal in a lot of places. So the final case, what happens if you pull up to the gas station, shut your car off, start filling up, then you realize you're freezing, you get back in, you turn your engine on while you're filling up? Well, as I said before, it is illegal in a lot of places. Secondly, most modern cars have emission control units that actually pressurize your fuel system in order to check for leaks. If you have your gas cap open while you're filling up, there is a massive leak and your check engine light's gonna turn on. That's annoying. You've got to either get a scanner to clear it or go to a shop, and it's kind of a big waste of time. The only additional issue caused by starting your car instead of leaving it on the whole time while you're filling is the introduction of the starter motor into the equation. equation. Now, the starter motor draws a large current from the battery, so often people think that is a huge source for having sparks and thus causing flames and explosions. However, it uses a solenoid to prevent this, so there really isn't any added danger by starting your car versus leaving it running the entire time. But there really is no point, even though the odds are very low that anything is going to happen. You might as well turn the car off. You're safer, it's not illegal, and, well, it's not gonna get stolen if you leave the car. But because of where I am right now, it is not illegal to have your engine running while you fill up your car. So for the sake of science, I am going to try it. The odds of me dying are probably 1 in a billion, so I'll take those odds for the sake of this video. Please do not try this at home. If something does go wrong, please play Light Gravity at my funeral. Thank you very much. Let's go to the gas station. Well, the car is filling up right now. I will admit I'm a little nervous. See, the pump is running right there. But we're gonna go ahead and start the car, and hopefully nothing happens. Started the car. So far, no warning lights. Let's check it out. Nothing. Let's turn it off. So there you have it. Nothing happened. The odds of something happening are extremely low, but there is risk there, so you might as well not risk it, and it's illegal in many places and can cause your check engine light to come on. Hope you found this video informative. Like always, please browse our channel and subscribe. I look forward to seeing you next video.